Hello everyone and welcome back to another video here on Red Sky Media. Today we are going to be taking a look at Adobe Firefly Beta, which is an amazing bit of technology that I'm so excited to show you on here. We're not in our usual setting, the studio's over there, but I thought we would pop over here because it's a little bit easier for me to screen record and show you at the same time. Firefly is a beta from Adobe. It's their new technology which is AI powered. Now if you don't know what AI is, I'm not going to try and explain it here. Go watch another video or Google it. But effectively, how this technology works is that it utilizes AI to create images based on the text that you put in. So if I type in cat, it will create pictures of a cat. Now you can do this in different styles, which we'll come on to and I will show you, including cartoon styles to like lifelike and hyper realistic ones to kind of digital art. So it's really cool, it's really powerful, and we're going to jump in. I'm going to show you exactly what it does in a second. But before we do that, here are some example images. As you can see here, this one was a cyberpunk inspired female and it looks awesome. We've also got a fantasy setting here with a castle or a kingdom but with some waterfalls in a mystic lands. Again, absolutely beautiful. Then we've gone for an astronaut riding a motorbike on a moon. And then we've got an iguana with some great fashion sense, and the less that's said about that, possibly the better. So today what we're going to do with this video is we're going to test it out. I'm going to show you how it works, give you a demonstration. We're going to play a little game based on some very lifelike portraits that I created with, well, I didn't create, but Firefly created with some prompts from me. And then we are also going to test... Don't even ask how this is going to go, because honestly I don't know. We'll get to it and it could be a burning mess, but we'll find out. But we're going to use your suggestions that you very kindly submitted via our Instagram. If you don't follow us on Instagram, go follow us on Instagram, link in the description. And we're going to use your suggestions to try and create some bits with Firefly. Again, anything could happen there, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, I'll just give you a couple of impressions along the way, really, of what I think of it. I've had to play around with it now for a week or so, a couple of weeks, and I'm loving it. I think it's really powerful, and as you'll see, I won't ramble. Come jump in with me. So this is the landing page that we come to when you get on here. So you've got some various bits of concept art here that you can see. The idea is to give you prompts basically to put in whatever you want. So how does it work? These, obviously you can click on one of these if you want. We're not going to do that. This is obviously giving you a base to kind of work with. We're going to go ahead down here though to where it says describe the image you want to generate in English. And we're going to type in what we want. So I'm going to type in a backpacker. Oh, I don't know why I'm all in capitals. A backpacker in the snow. Yeah, you know what? We're just going to go with backpacker in the snow for now. And I'm going to click generate. And what this is doing, this is in real time, is the AI is effectively now processing this information and drawing on its bank of kind of knowledge and then creating these images. So as you can see, I'm going to open this one up a bit bigger. These images are, oh, thank you, Moonpig. Free branding, that is. As you can see here, the AI has created these kind of half cartoony anime style images. Now, over here where it says content type, I can choose different ones. So if I go ahead and click on art, this is going to create effectively digital art now. And again, there is another tag down here as well for that. So if I go ahead and click on photo, which is what we're going to create to start off with, it's going to create more lifelike photo-based artwork effectively. So as soon as this loads in a second, here we go, we're starting to get a little bit more lifelike kind of models and characters in here. So what if we want more detail? Well, what we do is we come down here, we put in a comma that kind of separates it and breaks it up, and then we start to type in some more stuff. So I'm going to put in, actually I'm going to get rid of the comma because I'm going to put a backpacker in the snow at sunset, comma, by a frozen lake with a cabin on the other side. And I'm going to click generate. Now, I've added in more detail, but it's going to retain that original. It knows that obviously we want a backpacker in the snow, and now it's going to add in all of that extra information. And as you can see here, it's done a pretty good job. We've now got backpackers at sunset by a frozen lake in the snow with a cabin. And again, that's all come just from me. I'm not quite sure what's happening with his face there, but that's all come just from those words there. So I like this one. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to click Show Similar. And what this does is this effectively tells Firefly that it's on the right track. This is what I'm looking for, and it's now going to start to generate other images that are similar in design and style to that one, as you can see. Again, you've got this option here to rate, so I quite like that, so I can rate that as well to say, you know, Firefly's done a good job, this is what I was looking for, and that also helps the kind of process and understanding. Now, I do really like this actually. However, if I want some more options, I'm going to come over here to where it says styles, and you can see I've got different options here now, like synthwave, digital art, neon, all of these things. I'm going to click on all. And these are all different options that I can kind of add to make the image different or more unique. So I'm going to click on hyper realistic because I would quite like this to be hyper realistic. I'm also going to scroll down. I'm not going to go through all of these options because we'll be here all day, but I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to click on beautiful as well. And I'm going to add those two in, and what this is going to do is hopefully make my image a bit more beautiful, and it's also going to make it a bit more hyper realistic. So again, we've now got this same kind of character model here at our lake, and it's added a little bit more of a, I guess, beauty and hyperrealism to our image. So again, I'm going to click Show Similar. I like this image. This is good so far. And then you may have already seen, but here on the right, down at the bottom, we've got 3 other options, which are color and tone, lighting, and composition. Now, color and tone, we're going to go for a warm tone because, you know, we're at sunset. Our lighting, we're going to go for some golden hour lighting. And then our composition, I actually quite like this shot that we're doing, so I'm not going to bother changing it, but if I wanted to, I could do close-ups, I could do wide angles, I could do all of that stuff, but to be honest, I quite like this. We're on wide angle anyway, so I'm not going to add it in just in case it confuses it. But I've added warm tone, I've added golden hour, and we're going to see what we get now from those two. So again, pretty much we've got the same image because it knows that, you know, this is what we're looking for. It's not giving us much more, but I'm quite happy with this. This is nice. I like this image. So if I like this image, what I can do is I can come up here. There are options, and I can use this as a reference. And what this does is basically then uses this image for me to then go on and create other images that are based off of this one. I can copy this to my clipboard. This is really useful if you want to then edit it in Photoshop. So I can copy it directly, put it into Photoshop, and I can start to mess around with it in Photoshop. Or I can submit it to Firefly's gallery if I think it's good enough. We're not going to do any of them. In fact, we're going to come up here to where it says, generative fill. Now, generative fill is some very basic editing software for these AI images. So as you can see, I can add things and I can subtract things. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come up here and I'm going to highlight a little bit here, and I'm going to click flock of birds, and I'm going to click generate. And what this is going to do is it's going to pull up some options for me here to then post in, and the AI is going to do this based on the information that I've put in, but also what it thinks will suit the image. So to be honest, I quite like these. I think these are probably the best ones. Not so keen on this first one, but I like this. This is nice. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click keep. And now we've added some birds to our image over here. Similarly, if I wanted to add, what should we add? I don't know, a pair of figure skates. Pair of ice skates. And we click generate. I don't know if this is going to work, by the way. This is, as I said, this is all very much in real time, so this could go terribly wrong. But we're trying it. Okay, so we've actually ended up with an ice skater. You know what? I don't mind that. That's not terrible. We're going to keep our ice skater down here, and we can do that so on. If I don't want him anymore, I want to remove him, I'm just going to do that, and I'm going to click remove, and it should basically go ahead and give me the option to remove him and add back in what was taken out. So there we go, keep. There we go. Pan just lets me move it around, and then as you can see there's a few other options such as removing the background and editing and all of that stuff. I'm quite happy with this. I like this image, we've done well, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click download. And when I want to keep an image, it comes up with this, which I think is really important and very commendable from Adobe, which is all about promoting transparency in AI. Basically, it's saying, if I agree, content credentials will be included, which is fine, I do. And what it means by that is it's basically just going to watermark the image. So if I go ahead and open this up, it's put this nice little watermark down here saying not for commercial use, don't sell it, and this was clearly created by AI in Adobe Firefly Beta. So really cool, and it really is that simple. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to type in a model. So I'm going to go for a female model with, I'm trying to think what hair colours did I use in the poll so we can get different ones, with red hair, female model with red hair, and we're going to go photo, and we're going to go hyper realistic, and we're going to click generate. So now I'm going to put in some more shot information. So I'm going to put in portrait image, half body shot. I'm going to click generate again. And what I'm hoping that this is going to do is it's going to create a portrait half body shot of this female model with red hair. And just like that, it has. So now we're starting to get, I wouldn't say they're hopefully no one's getting fooled by these yet, but you're starting to see where I'm going with this, that, you know, they're starting to get a little bit more lifelike based on the information that I'm putting in. If I come onto this one, I'm going to click show similar, and I'm also going to come on here and put brown eyes, freckles. I'm going to change female to long hair, long red hair, and wearing a dress. And I'm going to click generate. What we're doing is we're effectively getting closer and closer until we're creating something that's starting to look more and more lifelike. So this one here, I would argue, is starting to look pretty lifelike. Now, what I did with this the other day is I got the AI to create multiple, so here we go, we've got a few more options here as well, and you're starting to see again, it's just they're starting to look more and more real. Now, what I did with this the other day is that I took the AI, I got Firefly to create a bunch of very lifelike portrait images, and then I put them all on Instagram, and we had a little game with you guys as to whether or not you could tell the difference between a real image and an AI image that had been worked on with this. So I didn't do any editing to the images, I didn't Photoshop them in any way or touch them. This was purely based on me putting in enough detail and prompting the AI to the point that it created lifelike images that I could then use to compare them with these real images. So I'm going to put them up on screen now, and I'm going to get this bit of paper here that tells me what the results were on each one. So this is poll number 1. So do you think the top one or the bottom one is real? I'll give you a couple of seconds to think about it. Pause the video if you want some more time, because spoiler, I am about to answer it. So 32% of people said that the top was AI, and 68% of people said that the bottom was AI. So the bottom is AI, the woman on the boat is AI, and the top one is real. So moving on to number 2, good start if you got that one right. Again, here we go, top or bottom, which one do you think is the AI? Give you a couple of seconds to think about it. Again, pause the video if you need. Right, here we go then. So 62% of our Instagram followers thought that the top one was AI, and 38% of our Instagram followers thought that the bottom one was AI. Now, I can reveal, I feel like I should be on a panel show or something, that the top one is AI. So well done if you got that one right. On to poll 3, again, top or bottom, what are we thinking? Right, hopefully you've had a couple of seconds to think about it. So again, pause the video if you want more time, but 64% of our followers thought that the top one was AI, and 36% of our followers thought that the bottom one was AI. So if you thought that the top one was AI, you were correct. Hopefully you are still going strong, 3 for 3, but if not, no worries, that we are getting tricky now. This one here is the final one that I put up. So this is poll number 4. So again, do you think it's the top or do you think it's the bottom? I'll give you a couple of seconds to answer. Okay, so if you thought that the bottom one was AI, then you are correct. Now, this one I find really interesting because our Instagram followers actually got it wrong. 63% of you thought that the top one was AI and that the bottom one was real. So 38% got it correct and 63% thought 38% and 63% doesn't actually add up. I'm assuming that should be 37%. But yeah, 63% of you thought that the bottom one was real. Now, this one was probably the best. I'll put the image up a bit bigger so you can see it here. This one was probably the best that the AI created in terms of lifelikeness. Everything down to the skin, the texture, even like the markings on the skin, the little moles and stuff. It gives off the impression that this is a genuine real person. The fact that Firefly is able to actually create this to that level of detail is mind-blowing and a little bit scary, actually. A little bit scary. So what we're going to do now then is we're going to have a little look at your suggestions that you sent in. And we're going to see if we can create them. So I'm going to pull them up here on my phone. Some of these were amazing, so I'm very excited to see them. So the first suggestion, I'm going to pull it up on screen here, is mythical creatures. There was no context given to this, so we are going to go ahead and we are going to type in mythical creatures, generate, and we're going to see what it comes up with. Prompt is too short. Okay. What we're going to do then... Oh, no, it has created some. Mythical creatures in art. Let's create... I'm going to put mythical creatures... portrait... and fantasy. And I'm going to go ahead and add the R in portrait. I'm going to click generate. So by adding that fantasy tag, we're effectively saying we want this to be fantasy related, mythical, and there we go. So we're starting to get some creatures already, like this one. You know what? We are going to go with this one actually. We're going to click show similar. You can see down here I've got this left on art. I'm going to click digital art as well, so I would quite like that tag. In terms of colour and tone, to be honest, I think I quite like this to be quite vibrant. Obviously, this is meant to be mythical, so we're gonna go with them. We're gonna click generate, and we're gonna see what it comes up with. You know what? I'm quite happy with this one actually. I quite like this. So what we're gonna do with this, if we like it, we're gonna come up here and we're gonna click download, and then obviously this box comes up that I spoke about earlier. I'm just gonna click continue for now. It's gonna load, and there we have our mythical creature created by Firefly. So thank you very much to whoever sent that in, and here is your mythical creature. So let's come off of that, and we are going to go back out of this again, and we're going to go on to our second one, which I'm going to pull up on screen now. And our second one is Black Sand Beach with horses running along the shore. So let's go Black Sand Beach with horses running along the shore. And we're going to go ahead and let that load up. I'm going to see what it comes up with first before we start playing around with any of the tags, see what we get. Okay, so we've got our Black Sand Beach, we've got some of the bits here. I'm going to go digital art, and I'm going to click generate. I'm going to see what that comes up with, and also we're going to go for let's come off for that. We're going to go for some golden hour lighting. In fact, actually, no, we're not. We're going to go for some dramatic lighting. And we're going to go for a cool tone. And we're going to generate. So just give it a couple of seconds. We're going to see what we get from this. And then I think what I might do in a minute is I'm thinking I'm going to change it from digital art. Although I do quite like this one. But I'm going to change it to photo. I'm going to get rid of digital art. And the reason why I've done this, as I start to have a little look on here, is I'm going to go hyper realistic and I'm going to go for bold lines. I'm going to generate with that. Don't think we want anything else from here. I think we're okay. Let's see what we get with this. So I quite like this one. So I'm going to go show similar on this one. I'm not gonna lie, a little bit disappointed with this. I thought we would get some better results, but I might take out the bold lines. That might be a step too far. We'll try it without that and see if we get anywhere. If not, I'm gonna put in waves rolling in the background. And I'm going to be specific. I'm going to put 3 horses as well. I'm not sure what that is, to be honest. That's not a horse. It's got like camel humps in its neck. You know what? They aren't brilliant, unfortunately. We've not quite got what I was hoping for here, but we are going to move on because I feel like we'll be playing with this all day. So I'm going to go ahead and download that one. Well, I'm not sure we can call that one a success, but thank you to whoever sent that in, and here is your 3 horses running on a black sand beach. Right, come off of that, and our next one is going to be another beach. A white beach this time with an astronaut. Maybe we had one person that just really likes beaches. A white beach in space. I'm going to add a little bit more detail. With an astronaut. I'm going to put planting a flag into the sand. And I'm going to make sure I actually spell astronaut right. Right. Let's see what we get from this. I'm going to go photo because I'm not sure. I might go back to art, but okay. So okay, we can work with this as a start. It's interesting. Let's come down here and let's click on. You know what? I'm thinking beautiful. I'm thinking that we go beautiful, hyper realistic, and okay, I think we go science fiction, you know? I think we try those ones. We'll see what we get with those 3. Okay, you know what? We are not brilliant, but we're getting somewhere. We'll go show similar with this one. It's the best of a bad bunch. I think it's beaches. They obviously breaks it slightly. You know what? This one's all right. I'm quite happy with this one. We're going to go with this one. So thank you very much to whoever sent that in. And here is your beautiful image of an astronaut planting a flag on a white beach in space. Right, moving on. Next, we have an actual character. So this next one is Winnie the Pooh in a castle. Don't know what's going to come up with this actually. We're going to get rid of science fiction and we'll get rid of beautiful. Get rid of that prompt. We're also going to need to get rid of hyper realistic because that's going to make some terrifying things otherwise. We're going to go for concept arts, artwork. Right, show me what you can make. Come on, Firefly. Okay, not sure that's Winnie the Pooh, but it's something in a castle. Winnie the Pooh in a castle. In fairness, I don't know, might be wrong in saying this, but I don't actually know if Firefly has the rights to use or obviously show things like Winnie the Pooh and other characters from TVs and books and so on. So it might be that we have to put up with whatever that is. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put Golden Bear in a castle, and in fact actually we're going to put Golden Bear wearing a red t-shirt in a castle. We will try and get round it. No promises though, I'm afraid. It's actually terrifying. Well, if Winnie the Pooh went to the gym, maybe you'll get something like that. It's not quite the what I was going for. What we're gonna do is click cartoon, and we could hope that maybe it pulls it back. You never know. Firefly might save it. No, it's got worse. Cuddly. Oh. Go away. Cuddly Golden Bear wearing a red t-shirt in a castle. Cartoon art style. Child friendly? Should we go with that? Oh, I don't want a hashtag. Maybe we just needed to take a little bit out and then we'll get somewhere. Okay. You know what? It's not brilliant, but it's sort of looking a tiny bit more like Winnie the Pooh. Okay, I like this one. I like that one. That's going the right way. I'm gonna get rid of art tag. Also gonna get rid of child friend. I'm gonna keep child friendly, but I'm gonna add with a cuddly with a tiger. I was going to say bouncing on its tail, but I feel like we're pushing it. We'll just go with a tiger. And a donkey. Generate. Here we go. I mean, it's not brilliant, but I think, given the circumstances, whoever sent that in, I hope you appreciate the effort. Here is your Winnie the Pooh in a castle. Yeah. Right, this next suggestion, here it is on screen. A couple getting married under the stars. I like that. That's very cute. Again, come off of artwork. Right, we're going to try and make this one real. I think we can do this as... Oh, I like this. I like this a lot. Right, I'm going to try and make this photorealistic. Hyper-realistic. I always forget that in order for this to work, you need it to have the thing there. I like this one. Show similar. What we want from this, I would quite like vibrant colour. And backlighting and a you know what, I'm quite happy with how they're coming out, so I'm just going to leave it with vibrant colour and some backlighting, and we're going to see what is created. So I liked those there a minute ago. We were on the right track already. Yeah, I quite like these. I'm not sure again what's happening with the face. Again, yeah, a little bit scary with the faces. Might remove hyper realistic because it doesn't seem to like it. So very much just kind of playing around with the AI until we get, you know, something that we like. Again, I'm not really happy with these faces, but we're getting there. Couple getting married under the stars. Vibrant colour maybe is too much. Maybe we'll take that one back out. And maybe we'll take out backlighting. Maybe we'll strip it back to just a photo. And we'll see if that has any better results. Because this is fine, apart from the face. In fact, you know what? We're gonna go with show similar on that. Oh, the faces are terrifying. Right, I'm gonna go with this one because I feel like I could be here all day, and I've recorded for nearly an hour already. So this is meant to be like a 7-minute video. So thank you very much to whoever sent this one in. Here is your, just don't look at the faces, whatever you do. Don't look at the faces, just look at the pretty stars in the background. Or the hand, actually. I've just noticed that the hands and the arms are a little bit all off. And he's actually got stars on him. But if you don't look at it too much, then you've got a really pretty picture of a couple getting married under the stars. Oh, this was such a bad idea to do a video on this. Right, what's next? Oh, I forgot about this one. Right, well, this was one that I actually put back up on the story because I just couldn't believe that someone had actually put this up. But here it is. A Power Rangers style Megazord with an energy sword fighting a giant sea creature. Power Rangers probably, you know what, we'll try Power Rangers first. A Power Rangers style Megazord with an energy sword fighting a giant sea creature. I don't really know where to begin with this or what it's going to create. You know what? That's not even that bad. That is actually not that bad. It could have been worse. I'm quite impressed actually. So it can make that, but it can't make a couple getting married under the stars or some horses on a beach. But that's fine. I'm not even going to change that. I quite like that. Although we haven't actually got a sea creature. Should we see if we can get a sea creature? Fighting a giant sea creature coming up. Emerging from the depths of the waves below. Alright, hopefully that works. I'm gonna say that's sort of a sea creature coming through there. Can we count that as a sea creature? Show similar. I don't know, I feel like it's kind of blended the sea creature into our giant Megazord person. Oh, there we go. That's a tentacle. That's counting as a sea creature. Download that. And good sir or madame, here is your Power Rangers style Megazord fighting a sea creature with an energy sword. And the sea creature is so giant you can't see it, but you can just kind of see its tentacles and its gills coming up through the waves there. Also, this sort of has gone off from being a Power Rangers thing, but it's fine. This is great. We should make this into a series. Oh, I need to come on to that. Right, I have one more, and then we are done, I promise you. If you're still watching this, God knows why. But this one was actually suggested from someone else, not from on Instagram. And again, this is an interesting one. So we are going for a cat riding a dolphin with a double rainbow behind them. I will correct my spelling in a minute. The dolphin is shooting laser beams from its eyes at a shark And we're going to come back here and we're going to put cat riding a dolphin by a tropical island, because that's the other key bit of information there, with a double rainbow behind them. Oh, really bad at spelling today. Cat riding a dolphin by a tropical island with a double rainbow behind them. The dolphin is shooting laser beams from its eyes at a shark. What could go wrong with this one? Although the Megazord one was quite impressive, so you never know. In fact, there we go. Look at that. We have a cat riding a dolphin. I don't have laser beams, but we do have a cat riding a dolphin. Cat riding a dolphin by a tropical island with a double rainbow behind them. I'm going to put cat riding a dolphin shooting laser beams out of its eyes at a nearby shark by a tropical island with a double rainbow behind them, and we're going to try that. Sometimes I feel with Firefly it's about the wording and the way you word things, and when you word things in certain ways it works and other times it doesn't, which is weird. But no, it doesn't like the laser beams, does it? It's really not a fan of the laser beams coming out of its eyes. Cat riding a dolphin shooting laser beams. One last try, and if we don't get anywhere with this, then we are settling with the cat riding. Alright, I think we're going to settle then with... You know what? We're going to settle with possibly this one if I don't get anything better on Show Similar Images. Here we go. Last one. You know what? I like this one just for the fact it's got a whale flying in the background. And the dolphin looks a bit menacing, but I feel like we've got a hybrid of a dolphin and a shark here, actually. Right, thank you very much to the person that sent that in. There you go. I hope this was worthwhile. Right. On that note, I hope very much that you have enjoyed this video. That is Adobe Firefly. I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's been an interesting one to make, something a little bit different, but I've enjoyed it a lot. And if you have any suggestions, please do put them in the comments, and who knows, maybe we'll turn this into a bit more of a series, because this has been quite fun to create. Despite the flaws, as you've seen, it is an amazing piece of technology. It's really clever, and I think it's going to really push concept art and creation, just creation in general, for people's ideas for stories, characters, worlds, you name it. I think that this is such a powerful tool and can really help to bring imagination to kind of life, or not real life, but photo life. But yeah, that's it from me. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and as always, we will see you in the next video. See you later, guys.
Now